Howdy folks, and welcome back. Today we're talking about understanding stage instructions. Now, I filmed this segment last week or so, and I got to editing it and realized I'd made it way more complicated than it needed to be. So I'm going to try again and we'll see how we go. Now, stage instructions, depending on if you're at an annual or a monthly. If you're at an annual, you'll get a nice fancy book that you can go through the night before. Or if it's, a monthly, there'll be just a single page of instructions that your posse marshal will read, before the stage, and it'll generally be located on the loading table so you can take a look. Now, the first thing is, if you're not sure about something when the posse marshal reads the instructions, ask. Because, better to ask before you get your everything figured out, just in case, as I've done on more than one occasion, you kind of have it in your head wrong. So you definitely need to ask if you're not sure. Now, the basic things in stage instructions is, how many rounds do I need? And then after that, it's kind of, okay, where do I stage my guns? And then, where do I start? And along with where do I start, what position do I start in? Do I start standing up, or with my hands on the windowsill, or whatever? And if no place or no starting position is mentioned, then it's the SAS default, which is standing fully upright with your hands loosely at your side. After that, it's, what order do I shoot my guns in, and from where? And what order do I shoot the targets in? So that's the basic information that's going to be in any stage instructions. But before we get into looking at a couple of samples, I think it helps to take a look at some of the stage conventions. Now, you can find the published stage conventions on page 22 of the Shooter Handbook. Now, one thing that's listed in there is shotgun targets. They have to go down to count. Well, the way SAS works, shotgun targets, you can re-engage them until down, which for me is a good thing because I tend to miss them the first time. Another thing that's listed in there is long guns need to be staged with the muzzle pointed safely downrange. Now, that's a pretty common sense thing, but, it's important. So you need to stage your long guns pointing downrange, and you need to restage them that way. Another stage convention listed in there is revolvers are to be returned to leather at the end of a shooting string. Now, a shooting string is defined as a string or string of targets or engagement from a particular type of gun. So if you're shooting all 10 rounds of a pistol string, you don't have to return that first pistol to leather until you get done shooting the second one before you go on to the next gun. So if there's a prop in front of you and you want to lay that first one down, shoot the other one, and then holster them both at once, you are free to do that. But, you need to figure out what works for you. And there's, a few kind of unwritten stage conventions, one of them being sweep direction. Now, if the sweep direction isn't stated in the stage instructions as start from the left, then generally you're free to start from either end. You can start on the left and work to the right, or you can start on the right and work to the left. Again, if you're not sure, it's best to ask. Second thing I'd like to cover is a few keywords when you're looking at stage instructions. The first one is sweep. Sweep means there is a specific way that stage writer wants you to engage the targets. And again, as I mentioned, if they don't say start on the left, generally you can start on either end. Another kind of keyword that goes along that some stage writers use is from either direction. meaning you can start on the left or start on the right. Also, with specific instructions on how to engage, another key word is then. Now, when I see then, it raises a red flag that says, okay, there's something that has to be done first, then there's something that has to be done after that. So watch for the word then. It'll clue you in as to what the stage writer expects. Another key word is round count. And, kind of another way of saying round count is in any order. Now, what a round count is, they don't tell you exactly how you're to engage those targets. They just say you need to put a specific number of rounds on each target. Say for 4 targets, they want you to put 3 rounds on this target, 2 rounds on this target, 2 rounds on this target, and 3 rounds on this target. Now they may say this is a round count stage, or they may spell that out and say in any order. So you could do 3-2, 2-3, or you could do 3-2, 3-2. You can do it in any order. And, I really enjoy that kind of thing. Another key phrase that I look for is when it comes to restaging, it'll say anywhere safely. Now, what that means is you can restage a long gun where you shot it, you can take it with you. You're just responsible for restaging it safely. The stage writer doesn't tell you exactly how or where to do that. Now, if there's going to be downrange movement after that shooting position, generally they'll tell you take it with you, because you cannot move in front of the muzzle of a restaged, or staged for that matter, long gun. Another phrase that I look for is repeat rifle instructions. Now, what this does not mean is that you have to shoot your pistols exactly the way you shot your rifle, unless the stage writer was very specific about how that rifle was to be shot. For example, on a sweep, that you can start at either end or shoot in either direction, you can start your rifle sweep on one side and then start your pistol sweep on the other side if it says repeat rifle instructions. So you can work it out for your transitions to where it may make more sense to start your rifle sweep on one side and your pistol sweep on the other. And the same thing with round count. If it's just repeat the instructions, then you're free to do it differently within the confines of the round count given, which a lot of times helps, because with pistols, I like to think of it as 2 5-round strings, to where the rifle, I think of all 10 of those rounds together. Okay, we're plowing right through this. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. Let's take a look at a few examples. Now, these I got from Winter Range 2016, and if you'd like to take a look at all of the stage descriptions from Winter Range 2016, go to winterrange.com and look for I think it's stages. Yeah, the stages tab, and you can choose those. You can get the descriptions or the pictures or whatever. Okay, stage 1 from Winter Range 2016. As you can see, it starts out by telling you how many rounds do I need, and then it has the start section where it tells you, here's the key words. You can do it on either end. Stage anywhere safely. Stage may be engaged from left to right or right to left. You see the words any order, but rifle must not be last. So if you take a look at this one, I think most shooters, and definitely right-handed shooters, would start at the left and move to the right so they could shoot their rifle, shoot the 2 shotguns from the first position, move over to the right box, shoot the next 2 shotguns, restage that, and then shoot their pistols. But because it says you can run it either way, if you wanted to start on the right, you would start by shooting your pistols, shoot your shotgun, take it with you, but when you get to that left box, you have to remember to restage it. Pick up your rifle so it won't be last, shoot your rifle, stage that, pick your shotgun back up, and shoot those last two shotgun, and the rifle won't be last like it says. And you have to decide whether doing the additional gun-to-gun transitions is going to take you more time than you would save by moving in a more natural direction. I think I actually tried it that way, to where I restaged the shotgun, shot the rifle, and if I had it to do over, I think I'd just, start at the left box, shoot the rifle, shoot the shotgun, take it with me. Okay, on to stage 2. Again, it tells us how many rounds we need. Where we start, the sweeps can be in either direction. And it tells us the order and positions to shoot from. Rifle, pistol, shotgun. Again, repeat rifle instructions, not repeat rifle sequence. So here again, you could do this sweep starting at the left with the rifle and starting at the right with the pistol, or vice versa, if you'd like. Now this one is, I don't have it in front of me, but if I remember, it's a progressive sweep, also called a Lawrence Welk sweep, which, don't get fooled, it sounds kind of like a round count, but it's very specific. You need to put 1 on target 1, then 2 on target 2, then 3 on target 3, then 4 on target 4. It's a definite sweep, a specific order that they want you to engage those targets. Wow, we have plowed right through this, and I hope that helps you a little bit understand stage instructions. Now in my next video, I'm going to go through some sweeps and probably review the difference between sweeps and round count. But I'm going to demonstrate some of the more common sweeps and give you a visual representation of what that looks like. So I hope you come back and see us. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I hope to see you down the trail. Until then, watch your top knot.